Hello farmers, welcome back to East Vineland. It's time to go change up the Class Arion tractor for narrow tires so we can drive in our new field that the crop is at, well, it's probably going to be ready for harvest tomorrow. So we got to go ahead and get all the data we can on that field. I'll just customize, I'm not going to repair it. Wheel brand, I think I got to go to Trello board to get my narrow tires for free. Whoop, there they go. Yep. $0, $0, and customize. I won't repair. I mean, it's just not that bad right now. It always looks funny when you put narrow tires on a tractor, especially when you drive around with wide tires on all the time. So then you go put narrow tires on it. It looks funny. Anywho, let's go get our soil sampler and go ahead and take care of that. So money-wise, we're doing okay now. I sold the rest of the straw bales in that field down in 113. So we got a little bit of cash from that. And of course, every hour we're getting our lovely like 3,200 from all of our solar panels that we have. Let me go ahead and unfold this thing. And just to make sure here, slowly go on in. Now, I've never done soil sampling with a full crop, so I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen here. I think it's going to be fine. I don't think it's going to destroy the crop at all. Let me go ahead and lower that down. Take a sample. So currently in the field, all we can see is 100% potential yield, and expected yield is 74. So we'll see what happens by the time we get done this afternoon. Just by getting the soil samples alone is going to help us out. Then, of course, we're going to fertilize. I'm not going to be able to do anything else with the field, though. Can't put lime down. Crop is too mature for that. I don't know if it's got weeds in here. I don't see any current weeds, so I don't think I'm going to have to do any weeding at all. But this big field right here is going to be nice. It's a nice addition to the farm. It's justifying now the size of the combine that we have. Before, when I bought the combine, it's like, yeah, it's a bit oversized for the amount of fields you got, what you got. But now, now we're doing pretty big fields here, so that combine's going to come real handy. Of course, we're going to keep on expanding. And now I got to kind of keep my eye on, once we get enough money, on the fields. Since we got discounts with some farmers, it's a good idea just to go around every time I log in just to see, what fields I'm interested in buying and see if any of the farmers that I have discounts with own those fields, and do I have the money to purchase that. But I'm more concerned, or not concerned, I'm more looking at buying the land behind the garage that we have, so I can go ahead and put down another shed for the combine, and also I want to put down the baling shed as well. I want to upgrade the baler. So yeah, we still got to put down the meat production building. I want to buy a truck and some trailers. Money to be spent everywhere, as there always is in Farming Simulator. When you start off small and with nothing, and you're trying to grow the farm, especially on a map like this, you're just going to keep on expanding and getting bigger equipment. I think it's just fine if I get multiple samples here and there. It's not going to be too much. So I logged in, I went back down and get those straw bales down in that field. And just as I got down there, started picking up the straw, I'm like, it'd be great if I can get a cultivating job for down here. Then I can, borrow the equipment for this job here and do cultivating everywhere else. And just as I was thinking that, the field magically turned from harvested to cultivated. So the farmer's like, yeah, I'm not paying you twice to do jobs down here. So currently, all of the contracting jobs that are available to me, none are grabbing my eye for interest. So we're just going to take care of this field and probably zip on through the rest of the day. It's hard not to look at the sale page on the store because it's just nice to know what's there. Currently, I don't have the money, but you never know what's going to come up for sale. Someone did mention before, I think it might have been last episode, that in the sales page that there is a trailer for diesel fuel, which is true. That's the Thunder Creek trailer. That only holds 3,500 liters though, so that's a lot of trips back and forth, and I'm looking for something probably just a little bit bigger than that. And I really don't have an extreme amount of diesel to be selling currently, so yeah, I'm not in a big rush to go ahead and do that. A little bit of money would be nice, but currently right now, not worth buying, even though it's like half off. I forgot how much we pay for the soil sampler, but I wonder if I've saved myself that money yet. In precision farming, you can soil sample yourself, like we are doing, or you can go on the precision farming icon and hire someone to do this for you, but of course it costs extra than it would be if you did it this way. We still got to pay for the soil samples to be analyzed, but not as much if I paid someone else to do it. We're going to keep doing it ourselves as long as we have the equipment and as long as we're, I don't want to say short on cash, but you know, I got better ways to spend the money. And really it's not taking that long to analyze all this stuff. Alright, let me go ahead and send those off to be analyzed. So by the time, let me fold that back up because I've done accidentally before, sent soil samples in and then accidentally took another soil sample, which then resets everything. So make sure I take care of that. Hopefully by the time I get to the other end of the field, the samples will be analyzed and we can kind of then jump out to the field to see what we got. So before it was 100% potential yield and like 74 expected yield. Well, $3,150 later, we got our soil samples in. pH value is bad. Nitrogen is bad. But overall, if you look at our yield, let me scroll that up so you can read it a little bit better. Potential yield right where we're standing for this soil anyways is 125%. And expected yield right now is actually 92%, which is not bad if you consider we got no nitrogen in the field. So, let's go ahead and take care of that. We'll drop off our soil sampler and come back and spread down some wonderful nitrogen into the field. It's going to help us out quite a bit. And then we're pretty much done with the field. I probably should double check to see if it needs to be plowed after we harvest it next year. Probably going to have rocks in it, which means I'm probably going to have to plow it anyways, because for some reason I can't pick up rocks that are in the field that when you buy it. The only thing I can think of what they're trying to do there is if you don't pick up the rocks in the first year, you got to plow them up again because they kind of get themselves stuck in the dirt and the rock picker can't pick them up, I guess. I don't know. Either way, I can't pick up rocks if I purchase a field with them in it. Okay, so how much fertilizer do I have in the spreader is the question. Well, I got the cash. I'm going to go top off because with 0 nitrogen in the field, more than likely it's going to take a lot. My grass field could use some nitrogen into it as well, but I'm going to wait until the grass grows. It's going to cost me probably like $7,000. Or $8,369. Do I have it on widespread? I do. So we should be all set here. Yeah, I think I'm going to merge these two fields together once we harvest our soybeans this year. So this will all be one field. Don't know how to do the crop rotation that way. We'll have to look at both fields and see what crop is best. Let me scroll way on back so I can see my working area. Going from a deep red to some greens, a little bit of lime green. Now you can see in the upper left-hand corner how far off we were in the nitrogen for barley, I think is what's in this field. So not only when you get the barley for making it into flour, our chickens don't need any cereal grain currently, but we're going to get some straw off this field as well. So we'll slowly get our money back on this field for sure. And I could always turn this into like our sugar beet field, which we're going to have at some point. We'll get a lot of diesel fuel, a lot of compost, and a decent amount of pig food from sugar beet out of our fuel refinery. So I'm not really sure where to spend my money next. I think it'll be kind of a thing once I have the money, then I'll figure out what to do with it. But we're doing so much better here in the farm. And getting the discounts through the Better Contracts mod now that I learned at the last episode, I was like, oh no, the Better Contracts, it's not getting me the discount. It says I don't have the money. Yep, don't use your mouse key, just hit the space bar and you can go ahead and purchase it. So with a matter of a month, we'll have bought this field, soil sampled it, fertilized it, and I'm guessing when we wake up tomorrow morning, this field's going to be ready for harvest. And I think this field right here is mostly got good soil underneath it. One good thing about precision farming, when you fertilize a field, if you put your little map up in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see where you've been. So without running GPS, it definitely helps out a lot. GPS was a mod I used a lot in 17. I used it often early on in 19, and then I just got away from using GPS completely. I remember in 17, I don't know if they ever brought this to 22, because I remember showing it off on Elm Creek, the GPS mod. The GPS mod in 17, I think even in 19, would automatically turn at the end of a field for you. I don't know if it does that now in 22 or not. I know in the early stages, I couldn't get it to make it do that. But what that allowed us to do in 17 and 19, if you had GPS and it turned in the fields for you, technically it's you and the tractor, so you're not hiring a worker, you're just using GPS, and you could set GPS to turn in the fields for you, do everything, and you weren't paying for a worker, and you can just kind of like get up and walk away and come back and the work would be done for you. Speaking of work being done, we are fully fertilized. There was a little bit of a red spot over here. I don't know if that's part of my field, or is the game just detecting that's not part of my field and won't let me... Nope, it's fertilizing. Never mind. I'll get that little bit over there in the corner. Alright, now we are fully fertilized. I'm going to go back kind of in the same spot where we were earlier, hopefully. So I think it was, what, 94 expected yield out of 125? And now we're at 126 expected yield out of 125 as part of the crop rotation. Just imagine if our pH value was a little bit better. Yeah, pH value on precision farming doesn't mean as much as it does in the base game, I think. I probably could get that 126% up to maybe 130%. So 4%. So to think of, you know, you got the worst pH value you can in the field, you're only losing about maybe 4% on the yield. But we'll get it taken care of when we get it done harvesting. Yeah, the grass field I know needs to be fertilized, but we gotta wait for it to grow. Might as well wait until it's almost ready for harvesting and then fertilize it. Alright, so that's off. I'm just going to double check on the store just to see. Yeah, so here's a Thunder Creek fueling trailer. It only holds, I mean, not even 4,000 liters of fuel. There's a cultivator here, but we don't cultivate our fields. A slurry spreader. That is a nice header right there for that price. That's really, really good. But nothing we are looking for. Let's go sleep in the barn tonight. I'm going to leave everything out. I will double check the contracts, although I don't think nothing of interest is going to be up there. Nope, not really. So let's go to bed. Wake up in the morning. We should have, I'm going to say like 20 grand in the bank after we get some, because we got plenty of daylight hours left in the day. So 3,000 some odd dollars every hour. Should be at $20,000 when we wake up. $8 o'clock is always good. Just don't be raining in the morning. No, it looks like it's going to be a good morning. Okay, so we're almost up to 30,000, which is nice. Actually, let me get rid of that aim marker. We don't need that aim marker in the middle of the screen for us. So a lot of stuff got sold in the store, other than the fueling trailer and the header. And how is my field doing? A lot of harvesting contracts are up there. Any big ones? I don't know. I mean, there's one here for 6,000. That's got to be... Oh, it's potatoes. Never mind. Yeah. And, oh, some contracts are disappearing as we speak. That's another one for potatoes. I should assume anything over $7,000 is going to be like a root crop harvest. Yeah, potatoes. Potato. You guys still want hay bales, right? Yeah, you still want hay bales. And cheese, corn, cotton, and oats. Yep, so nothing interesting going on there. Is my field ready for harvest? It is. And what else do we got here around our fields? Nothing, per se. Well, that means our combine, and we'll have to switch our class Arion from narrow tires back to regular tires, so we can follow behind and bale up the straw. I'm surprised I'm getting the flickering trees. It's not that bad right now because I cleared my shader cache before I started today. And I'm getting a little bit of the flickering trees. Weird thing is, when I came in, logged in, they weren't flickering at first. It always seems to wait until I start recording, and it's like, we're going to start flickering a little bit. So this field's not mine, so I can just drive right on into it. Not going to matter too much. Let's go ahead and park this right here for a second. And then, whoops, nope. There we go. Drop that off. Let's go put our Michelin tires back on here. Grab the baler. All this will be brought on down to the grain mill to be made into flour. And I gotta double check that flour. I think it's January I sell it. I have to figure out when to activate all that stuff. Michelin. And wide tires should be free. I don't have weights on them yet. Wide tires. All right, there we go. And customize. Ah, that looks so much better with wide tires back on it. So the only thing about working out through the year the way we're currently going, and it seems to be that way with production buildings, we're kind of holding on to everything until it's the right time of year to sell it. So when we're just working on our own farm, we're making money, just not currently in that particular month. I mean, harvesting this grain and bringing it on down, yeah, the money in the bank account's not going up, but it will later on in the year. We just don't really, the only form of income that we have is the solar panels. I probably should double check on my chickens, my sheep, and pigs before I went to bed. So, kind of forgot to do that. Better do that now while it's actually on my brain. Just to make sure. So the sheep are fine. The chickens are okay. And the pigs are... Oh, they're fine as well. Okay. So we're all set there. The last thing I need to get set up is grab our trailer. And bring that on up. Another upgrade I could do is upgrade the engine in our T8. We got the base engine, which is like, what, 350 horsepower? Somewhere in that range, I think. Or is it 380? Might be 380. It hauls things around nicely, but getting to the top speed sometimes can take just a little bit longer than I would like. Alright, you start there. Nope. You got to follow the combine. Got ourselves a worker there. I think that's Francesca that's going to be falling behind us. That's not a good start. Yeah, so that might be part of my header problem right there. The land is kind of a little bit curvy right there. So that could be a header problem. So now in the bottom left-hand corner, the color is changing because we're getting our yield meter showing how much the yield is going. We are filling up rather quickly. So less than 24 hours ago, or 1 month ago, we didn't even own this field and we're already harvesting it. Yeah, definitely got stones in it. I'll try picking up the stones first, but I'm guessing it's not going to let me. So I'll have to plow it, which is fine. We got all that equipment. Not a big deal. There's another spot. Kind of weird that stopped harvesting there for a second. Have to take a hard right-hand turn. I'll have to come pick up this swath later on. Dropping down a good amount of straw bales. Not even going to get around the field once before I get a full combine. But that's a good problem to have. Too much crop. Slow up a little bit in the last part. That way we don't leave too much of the straw in one spot for our baler to bale on up. So I was looking at other things I want to buy. A truck for sure. That's going to be like $120,000 for the setup I'm looking at. I think it'll haul this trailer, which will free up the T8 to do other stuff, if need be. Of course, the trailers, I'm probably going to use the same ones I use on No Man's Land because they're cheap. They're like $20-some-odd thousand. And the trailers would be for diesel fuel and sheep's milk, even though I already got a trailer for sheep's milk, but that trailer doesn't hold that much. The other trailer can hold anywhere from 60,000 to like 250,000 liters. So I can stack all that milk in the trailer for the year and sell it when the price is good. But I think expanding behind the garage will be the next step. So I gotta save up, where's my paper? Because I did the calculations before. I think that field's gonna cost me like $123,000. I say field, it's not a field there, it's just grass. But if there's a discount there, I gotta apply that to the discount I'm already giving myself. Because originally that field has a sheep pen on it, which we don't have. So since the sheep pen's not there, I'm giving myself a discount on that property without the sheep pen. So I might be able to get it for like $110,000 or so. Right now we are fine for sheds because I can put this combine into the garage. Not where we fix and repair things, but on the other bay. There's a nice open spot there. But for the future, because we're going to have a bigger seed drill, we're going to need a planter as well. Of course, we'll have a truck and other trailers, so getting another big shed to put everything into. And I think that shed I was looking at was, what, $90,000-some-odd? But this winter, we're not going to have a great silage bale sale because 2 of the grass fields have been sitting there. They want us to do the hay baling contracts. And unless I do them, they're just going to sit there all year. And currently, I'm not doing hay baling contracts. So we're not going to sell $300,000, $400,000 worth of silage this year. The things are coming along nicely here, I do believe. Just in case you didn't watch from the beginning of the series, we started with nothing, but I mean nothing. We had no money, no land, no equipment, absolutely nothing. So all we did for the first few first episodes were contracts. We bought ourselves the John Deere 710, which was like $7,000, and then we saved up enough from the contracts to buy our own fertilizer spreader. And it was the right time of year to do that because we started getting fertilizing contracts, which, as we know, they pay rather well. And it wasn't long after that where the Class Arion tractor came up for sale in the store. So I think we got that tractor right there for like $50-some-odd thousand. Barely had enough money to buy that. And since then, we really haven't seen too much of the John Deere 710. And then, of course, right where our little hobo hut is right in front of us, that was the first piece of land that we bought for like $100,000. Got ourselves some chickens. And then, of course, we put ourselves a little grass field right next to the chickens. And then we bought the land where the fuel refinery is and made that into a grass field as well. And then another step, and then another step, and now here we are. The big purchase was this combine. That was very recent. Actually, it was just a few months ago, but I don't know how many episodes ago that was at this point. But that doesn't mean that we don't have big expenses coming up. But this combine here was the big expense. But we just have, I don't want to say the baseline combine, because we got the big grain tank on it. And we put some other additive stuff onto it, like the longer pipe, a better muffler, but those are, you know, a couple thousand here, a couple thousand there. I do want to upgrade the header itself, but I think upgrading the header doesn't really affect the yield on the field. It just adds a whole bunch of moving parts and things that farmers actually do use that does actually help them increase their yield. but I don't think the mod actually does that. So this is going to fill up the trailer and leave some left in the combine. Alright, I'm going to try to do something I have not done yet in Farming Simulator 22. And that is, I'm going to hire a worker to go deliver this grain down to the grain mill. Some of you are out there probably saying, dude, it's been over a year, you haven't done that yet? No, I have not. So I usually like driving down myself and delivering the grain. So this may take me a second to figure out how to do it because, like I said, never done it myself. Let's see here. And then create job. That's not load and deliver. I want you to deliver. Make sure I go to the right place. Oh, you just don't click on it? Okay. It's not the cereal factory, oil mill, dairy. I'll take it. Grape processing. Grain mill plus. Yes. Go and deliver. It says load position. You don't have to load. Don't run into my combine. So, if anything goofs up, I got a full trailer of barley in there. The money shouldn't go up. It shouldn't, because we own the grain mill. And he should come right back to here, I would think. So the thing is, will Frank, I don't know who's driving the tractor. We'll say it's Frank. Will he get back before my combine is full? Could you imagine harvesting this field with that, I'm going to get the model number wrong, the New Holland TX 32, or was it TH 30, whatever that, the combine we had before. 4 meter wide header. I would have been here a couple hours maybe harvesting this field. Now it's just a matter of what do I want to plant here next year. The way we should be doing the farm, I think next year for crops, just have one field of cereal crops so we have feed for the chickens, and anything left over can be brought on down to the grain mill, and the rest should be like canola and soybean for the fuel refinery to make pig food, and of course any extra diesel that we get and any extra compost that we get can be sold. So I put the big map up. So on the big map, I'm watching to see what Frank is doing, and he's getting out. He's almost down to the store, so he's just about there. Get around that bale, sort of. Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it back before I'm full. Although I wasn't completely empty either. Well, he's at the right spot. Worker has stopped, but unexpected target is unreachable. What? Target is unreachable? Well, you unloaded. I think you did. Well, the grain's not there. Did it actually go into the grain mill? I probably should have checked on that. I would think so, since we're up to 63,000 liters. I wonder why it says the target is unreachable. Did it try to turn and didn't see the grain mill here? I was going to hire Frank to come back and just drive back, but you know what? I'm here. It's not going to take me long to get back up to the field. And I can't combine anyways because the combine's full. So, let's go empty the combine and get back to work. Oh, and let me know in the comments below if you know exactly what happened with Frank, why I thought I set him on a loop to come back to the field, but it says target unreachable. I'm not really sure why it would be unreachable. Ah, nuts. I forgot to extend the pipe. Alright, I know it's pretty much parked like this and we're good. Let's turn the header off for a moment. That doesn't need to be on. So I don't think it really matters why I plant here next year. Well, I don't say it doesn't really matter. It does matter somewhat. Worry about that next season. But the stones definitely have to come up. I want to double check, like I said, go into this map here. Let's scroll up to where we are. Let's see. Does it need plowing at all? No, it doesn't. So it doesn't need to be plowed, but if I have to plow to get the stones up, we will do that. Now let me turn the TA off. I can just stay parked here. So I think I'll get another full combine out of here, which means another trip down with a full trailer. And then I'll have to make another trip down with whatever we got left. But I just realized that this video will be coming out the day after Christmas, so I hope everyone had a nice Christmas. Enjoyed some relaxing times, had some fun. As for myself, well, I spent the day making videos. And that's because I didn't have Christmas on Christmas Day. We're actually not going to have Christmas until I think mid-January before everyone can get together. So I'll have my Christmas in a couple more weeks. What happens when everyone starts to get older? Everyone's like, when can we get together? Everyone's like, we'll be here, we'll be there. I got this day free. I don't have that day free. Well, I say I made videos on Christmas. I don't know that yet because I'm actually recording this on Christmas Eve. So but that's my plan for tomorrow. Just relax, make a few videos, get caught up. I wasn't planning on making videos today or on Christmas, but the past week where I am, we've had a few snowstorms come in. And I think it was like 5 days ago, when the first one came in, I lost power for 30 hours, something like that, before I got it back. And then yesterday, it was a snowstorm that changed into a rainstorm, which turned into a windstorm, and then back to snow, and I lost power for 18 hours. And for some reason, we got awfully lucky where I live in the sticks. I live on a dead-end road. Only a few houses up where I am, and for some reason power company came up and took care of our power lines when there's still in my state like 30,000 people without power. So yeah, I don't know why they decided to come fix ours. I mean, 5 residents up here didn't have power compared to thousands in other areas that could have been fixed. Not gonna complain. But it put me, anyways, all those hours of having no power put me behind in making videos, so I'm trying to get caught up a little bit. But anyways, back to just saying, hope you had a Merry Christmas, or Happy Holidays, whatever your choice words are. And hopefully, with the new year coming up, you got some plans. And as I always say, you know, party responsibly, I guess. So this field isn't quite made for a 60-foot wide header because it leaves me a little bit of a strip there. That's fine. We got a good amount of straw bales here. probably get a full trailer. Full trailer is 32 bales. Yeah, should have a full trailer. So I'll be like, actually, it's not going to be that great of a sales usually is, because when I bought this field, it dropped our precision farming score. It was down to 72. But now, that was before I soil sampled the field, I fertilized the field. I wonder what our score is currently. I can figure this out once I start unloading into the T8. That's the only thing with precision farming. Every time you buy a field, it will drop your score until you get everything squared away in that field. But if you look at no man's land, when I did that, once I got all the fields set, our score always stayed in the upper 90s easily. What is our score currently here after it saves? We're up to 82. This field's at 65. Let's see. What the weed control? What's the second one? Oh, pH value. Yeah, the pH value is bad. Weed control. We didn't do any of that. And of course, tillage. We didn't plant this field, so overall that's not too bad. But that does give us a bonus of 10%. And all of our other fields are relatively high scores. This is a new field as well. We haven't harvested this field as our own yet, so pH value should go up on that, so that score is going to go on up. And of course, can't forget this little guy down here. It's kind of weird. That's like our first farming field that I purchased, I believe. And that might be going bye-bye when we get the meat market going. All right, I should be able to finish off this field in this combine. Then it's just a matter of taking care of the field. I don't have to take care of it too quick because, like I said, we're not going to be planting in this field until next spring anyways. When March comes around, I think March. For the most part, March you can plant just about anything except for soybeans, as I found out. Soybeans will be in April. I know I've said it enough at this point, but getting this combine has made working around here so much easier, so much more enjoyable. Not that, you know, harvesting with the other combine wasn't enjoyable. It was at first, but when you keep looking at a field like, oh, this field shouldn't take me too long, and then like an hour later, it's like, I'm still here. I should be able to grab this this crop here, going this way. That's that little bit of a hill that I'm going up right there. It's just enough to throw off my header. That angle is too much for a 60-footer, I guess, even on a flex head. But we got the whole month of August here. It's still only 8:30 in the morning. Of course, I'm running at regular time speed. But it won't take us long to get rid of the bales and sell those. If I have to plow the field to get the stones up, we'll do that. But we're going to find out here in just a moment when I get done harvesting this. I'm going to bring the flash tractor back. We'll drop off the baler, get the stone picker, bring it on over. But I don't think it's going to allow me to pick up these stones. So we'll just have to plow the field, then we'll be able to pick up the stones. And then possibly throw down lime when I think about it. I wonder if I'm going to miss some of the crop up here when I get to the peak of this knoll. Yeah, my guess is that little side over there by the road just angled enough to lift the header far enough off the ground where it can't harvest the crop there. try to get every grain that I can, so I'll come over here and grab this. And then, of course, we'll grab maybe this. See if it lets me harvest it. Yeah, it did. Okay. I figured being almost the same angle, just go in a different direction, wouldn't harvest it, but it did. So just like that, the field is harvested. Oh, Frank, or Frank Jr., whoever did that, you left the bale right in the middle of the road. So let's see, I got about 18,000 liters of barley in the combine. And that holds, I think, 39,000. The trailer. Maybe 38 something. Forgot what that holds. I want to say it holds 37,500. Yep, 37,500. So that's my brain just froze there for 75,000 liters, right? That's what I got. 75,000 liters and 18. So that's 85. 93,000 liters of barley off this field. And then we've reduced that by like 2/3. So I'm going to get almost like 65 to 70. Let's just say 65,000 liters of flour when it's all said and done. I do want to turn the flour to not spawning. I want the flour to store. No, not selling. Distributing, storing. The reason why I want storing, not spawning, is if I leave it on spawning, it's going to spawn right in front of where we drop off the grain. Then I can't drive through. So if I leave it on storing until I want it, then I'll put it on spawning. Then I'll be able to pick it on up. Yeah, so there we are. Where's yeah, you should be right behind the combine. That's what you were hired to do. Oh, that's right, Francesca. Let's go ahead and dismiss them. Go take a break. Go into your hobo hut. At some point, I'm going to change out the hobo hut and give them a better, lovely home. Or when we buy land, it's got a house on it. We'll just say that's their house, and we'll get rid of the hobo hut. Look at all the beautiful weeds that we're growing. I'm just going to drop this off here because why not? So I'm like 98% sure that I can't back up to a stone picker. That we're not going to be able to pick up the stone. But, yeah, like I said, not that big of an issue. I do got 5,000 liters of stone in here. I could go ahead and sell them, but we're not going to get that much stone out the field to begin with. This modded stone picker can hold 20,000 liters of stone. I don't have to go that far to sell it. I mean, it's only up here in that corner by our solar panels. Okay, I'm going to make sure that it's lowered. Yeah, so it's not going to pick up the stone. I'm going to have to plow the field to get it to come back up. No big issue there. Let's go grab the T8 and we'll head on down to the grain mill. We'll drop that on in. And they'll come back and empty out the combine. Soybeans is October, right? That's all the fields that we got left. So I'm just looking at the map, looking at all the crossings here. That's showing me the weeds. If I turn off weeds, there we go. I was like, that looks awfully weird. I need to be here. Yeah, so this is a soybean field here that we got. And, of course, we got... This might be canola over here, actually. So we got canola here. We got soybean in this unmarked field. Soybean in field 55. And then canola over here. But why I'm here, yeah, well, who owns this field today? Adriana Hooper? Okay. I've done no work for her. So, yeah, this field right here, or plot of land, field 138, is going for $190,000, but that doesn't have the sheep pen on it, and the sheep pen that originally was on there cost $67,000. So I can buy the field for $123,000. So that's kind of what I'm going to be shooting for next, I think. Buy that so we can put a big shed down there, and also a bale shed. Maybe by then we might have a bigger baler. Don't know. I want to get a square baler. Although the baler that we got does fine when it's doing straw. But when it's doing grass silage, it just slows down to like 5-6 miles an hour because it takes it in too quick. And the machine can't process the grass into a bale and wrap it fast enough to keep on the go. So it slows it down to 5-6 miles an hour. Straw, yeah, it goes along normally. So we'd like to upgrade that. It's not a priority. So I'll have to see. And of course, I would like to get another bigger tractor because the route we're going here in the farm, of course, everything's getting bigger. And the Class Arion just won't be able to handle everything. It can handle the drill, I believe. It can handle the baler and transporting bales around. And that's pretty much where we're at. But we're definitely going to keep that tractor because I can put narrow tires on that, as we saw early on, to where I can fertilize and do whatever I need to do once the crop is mature enough where I can destroy it. So definitely going to be keeping that tractor around. Some could say I could use a John Deere 710 to do that, but this doesn't look realistic. When I put that fertilizer spreader on the back of the 710 for the first time, I was actually surprised the 710 didn't flip. But then a couple of you told me that the Kubota pack doesn't have no weight on it, technically speaking. That's why I didn't flip over. Anyways, it doesn't look right when you have something on the back of that 710. Let's uncover the grain so we can go ahead and unload it. I do have the mod of upgrading factories on here, but I don't think I'm going to need it. I didn't check to see how much this can hold for capacity. Actually, it holds 570,000 liters, so that's quite a bit. I'm not going to have that much. So we're all set there, and I'm just going to grab the other 18,000 liters, bring that on down. I'm going to sell the straw bales in between episodes as well, just to get the field cleared off. And that way we can kind of start. I'll probably get the field halfway plowed maybe. And that's where we'll be at the beginning of next episode for sure. Plowing that field and picking up stones. Maybe spread some lime on it. That way don't forget by the time next year rolls around. Our fields are set to go, other than the one we're currently working in. So unless I find some contracts to do, we might be skipping to the rest of the month after we finish that. But we'll have to wait and see. I was waiting to see if that car was going to pull in front of me, but it didn't. But yeah, our first harvest in our new field, not too bad. A good amount of barley. What did I say it was? Like 90,000 liters-ish, somewhere in about that general area. So that's going to bring in a good amount of income once we get some flour made in January. I think January is a month. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate your watch as always. I'll catch you again right here in East Vineland. But until then, have a good one.